Hello and welcome to the UA10 room controller. First of all, I'd like you to familiarise yourself with the on-screen display. You can bring on the light by pressing any of the buttons below. And as you can see, with the backlight you get certain values that are showing. The large value is the ambient room temperature in your apartment or house. The small value is the target temperature you'd like your property to come to. The timeline is indicated by the bottom figures, and also above that timeline is a big blue line which tells you what mode you're in. And at this precise moment you can see with the triangle illuminated next to the sunshine that you are in comfort mode. The unit will stay in winter mode unless you have a cooling unit where two symbols will come into operation, and those are the summer switch and the humidity switch. If you do not have a cooling unit, please ignore. Comfort and reduce modes acts as your on and off times for your heating. When in the property, you would prefer to use the comfort mode because it gives you a higher temperature range. When you're not in the property or you're asleep, you may choose the reduced temperature range. To set your heating to come on, you have to make sure that the target temperature is exceeding the value of the ambient room temperature. The default set points on the UA10 for the comfort temperature is set to 20 degrees. By using the plus button, you can only go +3 of the default set point temperature. And you may notice we've only got to 23 degrees and we're asking for the heating to come on. At this time the heating won't come on because the ambient temperature is 24.3, so you will need to access the set point page, and you do this by pressing the enter key and holding it down for 3 seconds. Once you've accessed the set point page, you'll notice that the default temperature for the comfort mode is 20 degrees. The plus button only allows you and the home page to exceed that value by 3 degrees. So to increase the set point, you need to increase the value of the comfort. Once you're happy with the target temperature, scroll down, press end, and now you'll notice that the target temperature is now at 25 degrees. You need to ensure that the target you're trying to achieve is at least a degree higher than the ambient room temperature, and as I speak you will notice that the heating request has now been met and is indicated by the symbol under the radiator. On your set point page, you will notice there's two parameters indicated by DHW comfort and DHW reduce. These are preset parameters and should not be affected by the end user, as these are decided upon the commissioning of your property. In order to turn your heating off in comfort mode, the target temperature must be reduced to below the ambient room temperature. Upon decreasing the value, shortly after, the radiator logo symbol will disappear. Some of you may like to time your heatings to come on certain periods of the day. As you can see at the moment on the home screen, we are in comfort mode indicated by the sunshine and the arrow, and a thick blue line represented on the timeline. To access the program mode times, you press the timer key or the scroll down key and hold it down for 3 seconds. And there you'll have a daily or a weekly mode. For this purpose and demonstration, I'm going to choose the weekly mode. So once you've scrolled to the mode that you require, press enter. Here you will start your times and your end times. So let's say for argument's sake, we all wake at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd like the heating to come on, so we'd like it at the higher temperature setting, which is the comfort mode. And then we all leave our houses about 9 o'clock. and this is when we want to make sure that the heating doesn't come on, so we put it in the reduce mode. And then we may return sometime in the afternoon, and for this purpose I will suggest 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, that's when we want the heating to come on, so we would put it in the comfort mode. And when we go to bed, I would use about 10 PM for this exercise. And then we put that in the reduce mode, so we make sure that through the night the heating doesn't come on. But once you've chosen the program times, we need to tell the UA10 that the mode is in weekly mode. So we exit the program times, exit the weekly calendar, use the function button to apply the weekly mode, exit the mode screen, and now you will notice the timeline indicates the reduce, the comfort, the reduce and the comfort times that you have just set. You may have noticed the standby symbol on the UA10. This also has a dual function as an antifreeze function. And to access that function, you would go to the F button, scroll across to antifreeze, scroll down, press enter. This function allows you to switch off your heating during long summer periods, or if you're going to be away from your property for some time. The default temperature is set to 10 degrees to ensure that your property doesn't fall below that temperature. To read your heat meter readings or your consumption figures from your home screen by pressing the backlight, hold down the 2 buttons indicated by the scroll down enter for 3 seconds. The first reading, C, is represented by your heat meter, and that's where you'll read your consumptions. C1 is for units that have the cooling feature, and if your installation has a cold water meter installed to our unit, it will be read on C2. Once upon reading the units, you can exit by pressing the enter button. For those of you with the PaySmart system, to access the readings, first of all initiate the backlight, and then you need to press the scroll button down and the enter button down simultaneously and hold for 3 seconds. You'll arrive on the meter reading page, then you need to press the plus button, and here you will see the credit on your PaySmart system, and also you're allowed an emergency credit of £10. The middle line will indicate how much of that emergency credit you have used. The final page on the PaySmart system itemises the individual tariffs and gives you a costing. To exit the PaySmart page, press enter and end.